The door slammed behind me. Cold, final. She didn't even look back. Just a whisper of disdain, a last flicker of superiority before she vanished into the life we had built together. But I hadn't, not really. She'd thrown me out. No warning, no compromise, not a cent, nothing. I stood in the empty apartment, the echo of her heels fading into silence, and felt the first sting of what she thought would destroy me. I remembered the first time I met her, a gala, champagne in hand, laughter dancing in the air. She had smiled at me like I was the only one who existed, eyes bright with what I thought was love. We were reckless together, two ambitious souls colliding. I gave her trust, hope, my future. She gave me promises. Now, those promises were dust. It started small. Missed calls, abrupt tones, secretive texts I could not read but felt the energy of. Then came the late nights that smelled of perfume that wasn't mine. The hushed conversations abruptly silenced when I entered the room. I noticed patterns, inconsistencies. Her warmth became calculated charm, her affection a performance. I caught the faintest smile aimed at another man on a day I had cooked her favorite dinner. Betrayal whispered before it screamed. I could have lost myself in anger, I could have raged, but that wasn't me. I stayed calm, I watched, I recorded, I waited. Every betrayal she committed was a thread in a web I would later weave into her undoing. The divorce was the trigger, but not the climax. I left her the illusion of power. She thought she had won. She counted every penny, every possession I lost. She gloated as I stepped out into the cold night, believing I had nothing left. That was her mistake. I remembered the old card my mother had left me, a card buried in a drawer, forgotten, from an account she had built quietly, away from prying eyes. I went to the bank, expecting routine. The banker's face changed the moment I handed it over. Pale, trembling. "Sir, quickly, look at this," he stammered. I leaned closer, heart steady, eyes scanning the screen. My mother's foresight had given me more than money. The account was a treasure trove, enough to buy every empty apartment she had, every car she flaunted, every frivolous indulgence she thought was untouchable. I smiled faintly. The calm was deliberate. My revenge wouldn't be loud. It would be precise. Step 1, I discreetly traced her assets, finding loopholes, hidden accounts, and undisclosed investments. Step 2, subtle manipulations, misfiled contracts, quiet transfers, anonymous tips to authorities. Step 3, social unraveling, friends who adored her, colleagues who respected her, even her closest confidants, now questioning her integrity, now noticing cracks she never imagined anyone would see. She walked into our shared social circle like a queen. She left as a whisper, a shadow. Every empire she had counted on for status and comfort crumbled, not with explosions, but with the quiet inevitability of time and truth. I orchestrated it all while she smiled, unaware. Every step calculated, every move unseen. She thrived on control, but she underestimated the patience of a man she discarded as powerless. The confrontation came quietly, as I had intended. I met her at the gala she had once dominated. She was radiant, unaware that the room had subtly shifted, that the whispers were about her. The smirk I once adored now stirred panic in her eyes. "Why are people looking at me like that?" she asked, voice tight, the control slipping. I said nothing. I let the moment stretch. Then a friend approached, handing her a note, an anonymous tip. Every misstep, every hidden transaction, every lie meticulously documented, now in the hands of those who mattered most. Her facade fractured. I watched the realization dawn. The truth she had buried was everywhere, and there was no escape. No yelling, no scandalous exposure. Just the quiet devastation of a woman who had believed herself untouchable, now vulnerable and small. She could no longer dismiss me, ignore me, or harm me. She had been dethroned without a single raised voice. And I stepped back, calm, collected. I didn't gloat, I didn't celebrate. I simply watched. A silent force restored to power, a man reclaimed from betrayal. I had lost nothing I truly valued. I had gained everything: justice, control, and the quiet knowledge that some victories are sweetest when they are silent. The night ended. She left in her limousine, dignity fractured, her world subtly and irrevocably changed. I walked away, not to her, not to anyone, but to myself, stronger, unbroken, free. And that is when I finally smiled. Not out of revenge, but out of understanding. The world had not taken from me. It had only waited for me to claim what was always mine.